Elizabeth, New Jersey, 10 miles from New York City. A two-engine non-scheduled airliner that had just taken off from nearby Newark Airport plummeted down on the city. All 56 people aboard instantly killed. Second highest death toll in America's commercial aviation history. The ship was reportedly on fire before it crashed into a brick building of the city's water storage plant, only 3 blocks from the business district. It sheared off the corner of an abandoned house before ending up a terror-laden wreck on the bank of the Elizabeth River. In the night hours, firemen and rescue workers toiled in near-zero temperatures to put out flames and search for victims. All of the people aboard the plane had been bound for Florida, their ship a converted C-46. The plane is said to have run into trouble immediately after taking off, mushrooming smoke and fire from its right engine. The pilot apparently was struggling to bring it around for an emergency landing, but the end came 7 minutes after takeoff.
I am Walter J. Burns. I was standing by the Elizabeth River when I heard overhead what sounded like a zooming comet. I looked up. I saw a flaming ball of fire. I ran across the street to get away from this ball of fire. Then I ran back. By the time I ran back, this plane crashed at tremendous speed by the warehouse into the Elizabeth River. It was utterly impossible to get anywhere near it. It was the worst accident I ever saw.
Meanwhile, the grim work of clearing the wreckage and accounting for the dead continued. 6 separate investigations of the crash were begun. One of the clues was that a gasoline line in the right engine servicing the heater was reportedly out of order. A shocking disaster that came dreadfully close to taking even more lives in a heavily populated metropolitan area.
I am Walter J. Burns. I live approximately 100 feet away from where this accident happened. I was standing by the Elizabeth River when I heard a zooming noise overhead. I looked up. I saw a big flaming mass of fire. I ran across the street to get away from the fire. I ran back. By the time I ran back, this plane crashed at tremendous speed into the Elizabeth River. I ran over to my house to warn my family to get out. Then I ran back to where the plane landed by the warehouse near Elizabeth River. It was utterly impossible to rescue anybody.
I was on my way home when this terrible accident occurred. I heard a terrific noise. I looked up and I saw this plane with the right engine on fire. It was traveling at tremendous speed. It crashed into a warehouse and then into Elizabeth River. I rushed immediately to the scene of the accident to try rescue, but the heat was too intense and I could not do it.
I was sitting in the living room across the street from where the accident happened when I heard a noise that sounded like a diesel truck. And when the noise got louder, I turned around and looked out the window, and just as the plane crashed into the building and landed in Elizabeth River. So right away we ran outside to see what we could do, and we got down by the bridge where the plane crashed, and the heat was so intense we couldn't get near it. And then the crowd started to gather, and everybody was milling around.